Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with Pam Sprouse. She's from Ohio Billing, and they started something called Women in Business. So we were talking about the work from home opportunities. What will we find there on the 18th?
Well, there'll be a mixture of businesses across there that have opportunities to potentially work from home. We take a look at the home-based businesses across the board, and oh my gosh, there's several of them from the jewelry line to the oils to healthy foods. I think there's some insurance. There's a mixture across the board, and it's amazing what is out there and what women have done in this. Mm-hmm. So across. Overall, you need to come and experience it, and it may be something that you think you're looking for, but once you step in the door and you may connect with someone else, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we have to, once again, I said it earlier, take our blinders off and take a look at what's there, what's available, what are the resources, and either it's from the employment side of it, or it's the connecting of looking for another opportunity for my household, or just changing my thinking.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Changing our thinking. Mm-hmm. I have a friend who, and when I think that home-based businesses used to be kind of scammy, lick envelopes for this amount, for this many hours a day, and it just wasn't a real thing. Mm-hmm. I have a friend who makes a 6-figure salary by doing home parties, and she's able to completely be at all of her children's soccer games. She never misses a thing. She is a stay-at-home mom. She is cooking dinner for her family, and yet supplementing with that kind of income by doing home parties through some of these kinds of opportunities. So worth checking into. Absolutely. Husbands say, thanks for taking some of the pressure off me, too. It's kind of good to share those things when you can. What other types of businesses are we going to meet then? We've talked about the home-based. What other will we meet?
There's from the banking industry, the hospital industry, legal, financial across the board, healthcare on the insurance side. And I don't want to divulge all the secrets yet of who's going to be there.
Okay, because I was leaning that way. It's like, come on, let's do shout-outs to everybody that's going to be there.
It's a big, and the reason I don't want to I did not bring the list of everybody, and I don't want to leave someone off.
Exactly,
but
right.
I guess, what do you need to operate your home? What do you need to operate every day? And going back to what I said earlier, when Terry and I started this, we did our sphere of influence. Who do we connect with? Mm-hmm. And so what we need to connect with every day, those type of individuals will be there.
Awesome. Think about who you need, what services do you use, and here are employment opportunities.
Absolutely. Looking to remodel your home, a mixture. It's just amazing that people, and it has changed so much since we started 7 years ago.
Let's take your own business, Ohio Billing.
Sure.
And break that down in how you have grown, how women working together has made that grow, and take us through your own progression and own growth story.
Wow. Well, 26 years ago, the company was started, and we had a handful of employees, and it has grown rapidly. We service the state of Ohio, and our industry is a niche market. We handle the ambulance billing for communities in the state of Ohio. So we have fast forward now, outgrew the building that we were in, and in August of this year we moved to a new building, and we now employ over 30 women.
Wow.
And it is the healthcare industry is challenging every day, but it has grown so much. And so, all of us women together, it's quite amazing. And, we have a mixture across the board. But Terry had a vision. I'm so proud of her. She had a vision 26 years ago, and she has embraced it. And she's just an amazing young woman that has grown with it and is very good to all of it. We're a family. And we all work together, and we laugh together, and we cry together. And I'm sure we all get on each other's nerves at times too. But that's what it's all about. There's no cookie cutter perfect business. You have bumps in the road, and that's what I tell all our customers, that when we start, if we don't have bumps in the road, then something's wrong, because that's what makes us stronger. That's what helps us grow.
Yeah, those hurdles are not fun at the time, but once you're over them, you are stronger.
Absolutely.
And I think of a broken bone. I've always heard this too. When you break a bone, once it mends, it's stronger than before it was broken. Is that true?
I have no idea.
Healthcare person?
I don't know that. That's not my side. I don't know.
No,
We'll
you
have
would
to get
you
someone
would
to call
bill
in
that
on that
person for that broken arm. Yes.
Absolutely.
But that's what I hear, and it makes sense. I love to think it because it does. It's a little inspiring too to know when we go through breaks. I want to pick up on something you said. You said, I'm sure sometimes we get on each other's nerves. Would you agree that a room full of women can be challenging at times?
Yes.
Challenges that go beyond if it's a mixture of women and men working together in the same workplace. How do you navigate, and how do you keep women encouraging one another rather than doing that thing women can do?
Well, that's a hard thing. And I've fallen into that rut that
I've
done that thing. And something that I have to take a couple steps back and remember to change my thinking. Everyone has a story. Everybody's going through something. And we have to be respectful of each other. And I've failed, and like falling down, those bumps in the road. Yep, you get up, you dust your knees off, and if you have made a mistake, whatever it may be, you acknowledge it and you move on. Because that's the only way we can be successful. And when you carry those grudges or that negative attitude, things don't grow. We've stopped that growth. And so that's been a real challenge for me, because I have a type A personality.
That's okay. That's a wonderful thing.
But
you are uniquely you.
Well, yes, I am. God designed me uniquely. He shakes his head every day when
For a reason. He shakes it up and down.
He does.
Like, yay, Pam.
But here again, knowing the people and being respectful of them, and we all have good days and bad days, and we're not all on the same page. So, but we need to acknowledge that as we go through those doors at work. But the big thing is, we need to remember why we're there and what we do for communities, which is so valuable. They've hired us for a reason. So what are we doing? And move forward.
I love how encouraging it is that you are a shining example, that 31 women can work together and move forward and progress and serve a need. It's a little tricky. Sometimes a lot of people would say, oh, man, I want to start a business. Where do you start? You want to find a need and fill it. You definitely have a niche. Somewhere, somebody got the idea that this particular service needs billing help. Let's do that. How do you find a need to be able to fill a need?
How do we find a need to fill a need? Wow.
Let's take people square one. How do you get started on starting a business?
I am not the right person to ask
that's
that question. We need Terry.
Terry, that's why you should have been here.
That's exactly correct. She would be able to share that. But I think.
But from your perspective, it can't be a wrong answer.
No, I think it's exploring and connecting. And here again, whether it's connecting, looking for sources for your home, etc., to expand, or sources to go into the workplace. It's like coming to the event on Friday. It's exploring. You never know who you're going to meet when you're there. You may have went for one whole entirely different thing, and you come out of there and like, oh, I have an idea. And you have the Small Business Development Center. And I guess, okay, that was a trick question, Susie. The light bulb just went off.
There we go.
You contact the Small Business Development Center at Steve and his group and sit down and talk with them. I mean, yeah, that was a trick question. Boy.
See, and there you go. Terry would be so proud of you.
I know.
There it came, the perfect answer.
Yeah.
But that is true. Contact them. You may be having a conversation with someone. Listen for these words. You know what we need. You know what I wish we could do. And there you go. There's a potential right there.
Absolutely. So they come to the event, and Steve and his group will be there, and they'll be able to guide them in the right direction.
Awesome. Somebody might have just turned on the radio and said, what event? What event are you talking about? So tell us again, where and when and what's happening.
It's the 7th Annual Women in Business Expo this Friday, October the 18th at the Performing Arts Center at Kent Tusk in New Philadelphia, Ohio, from 10:30 to 1. And our theme this year is Let Your Light Shine.
Let your light shine. Love it. I also love that you're having it pretty much over the lunch hour. So a person in business is able to attend.
Absolutely.
Take
So
a bit of a long lunch.
come on an empty stomach and come eat all the goodies that are there. And there'll be door prizes and other exciting things. And they get to network and connect with women in women-owned businesses.
Awesome. Women-owned businesses. What's the difference between a man in business and a woman in business?
Here you go, asking me that trick question.
I'm making your brain exercise today.
I think our thought process, really, I would have to say that. I'm a woman in business, but my thoughts differently than a man's.
In what ways do you think those thought processes are different?
I think sometimes women, and I know there's a lot of men out there that are compassionate, but I
Absolutely.
think with having the mom intuition, we think things a little bit differently. It would be my take on that.
I love that. That's good. And do you find that when women-owned businesses, that there is more momness happening?
I think a mixture across the board. We can. Here again, when you're dealing with a lot of different women and a lot of different stories, there's a little bit more of that compassion per se, because I can relate. I've dealt. I had a sick child this morning. I literally had a sick child this morning. So, what do you do? What hats do you put on? And getting all of that, but you still need to get to the office and you still have responsibility. So, and not here again. There's a lot of men that wear dual hats too.
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
I think it's something that God put in a woman that men don't necessarily have inside.
We are wired differently.
Yes, we are.
And I do love in Proverbs 31, definitely talking about this wonderful, awesome woman. She considers a field and purchases it. This woman was doing business deals. So it's right there. There is a model for us to follow. She was in real estate.
Amen.
Right? Yes. So why would a man attend? Please, let's make sure everyone knows this is not a man-bashing conference in any way. In any way.
We have a lot of men that attend the event, and it's very well. One of our attendees, her father lives in Georgia, and he comes to visit her every year at this time.
Wow.
And he's been going to our event for 7 years. So 7 years, he makes sure that he comes to this time from Georgia to visit his daughter so that he can go to the women's event.
That's amazing. Has he said what he gains so much from it?
He enjoys connecting, the food, just all across the board. And I just saw her over the weekend, and she said her dad called and he's coming to town. And it's quite amazing that he remembers this, and this is when he comes to visit her. So we look forward to seeing him. But, everything is there. So, yes, it's women in women-owned businesses. However, there's a lot of men that come and connect with the resources that are in the room.
Well, and that is a testimonial if I've ever heard one. So it's Women in Business, October 18th. Yes, just a few days away, 10:30 to 1 at the Performing Arts Center at Kent State Tusk. And if you want more information, where do we get it?
Well, you can keep all the up-to-date information. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/WIB Expo. So you can have all the up-to-date information there.
Awesome. Pam Sprouse, Women in Business, thanks so much for all you do in our community.
Thank you.